If you're eating, stop doing that now, because I'm going to tell you about a Russian couple that has been dubbed the Cannibal couple by the media. This is taking place out of the Russian city of Krasnodar. City police have arrested the couple Natalia Baksheva and her husband, 35-year-old Dmitry Bakshev, who authorities say may be responsible for the deaths or disappearances of as many as 30 people in the city of 750,000 in the southwestern tip of Russia, about 5 hours from Sochi. So far, Bakshev has been charged with one count of murder, and the investigation is ongoing. Now, the investigation kicked off on September 11th after a road crew came across a discarded cell phone, and they looked through the photos, as you do when you find a discarded cell phone, and they found photos of a man with different parts of a dismembered human body in his mouth. This is according to the Russian Ministry of Internal Affairs. And then around this exact same time, the investigators were poring over the phone. Officers found the dismembered corpse of a 35-year-old woman near the state-run aviation academy where the couple lived. That is according to Vice News. Now, once they determined that the phone's owner was Bakshev, they arrested him. And according to reports, he pretty much confessed almost immediately. In police custody, he told authorities that he and his wife had practiced cannibalism at least 30 times in the past 2 decades. Now, this is an ongoing investigation. They're still trying to figure out the details and piece everything together. But what they can discern from photo stamps is that they might have started killing as early as 1999 in the place of residence of the suspects. So once they searched the home, the investigators discovered fragments of the human body in saline solution in the dormitory. Frozen meat parts of unknown origin were seized in the kitchen. So you guys know I host Murder with Friends, so this is something that I understand why I'm interested in. This story has gone viral. A lot of murder stories don't go viral, and I want to ask you guys why you think this particular story went viral. What I would offer is that
they're eating people.
Well, I mean, but you'd be surprised. There are more stories of cannibalism that actually don't get as wide media coverage as this story. I think this is sort of that they were hiding in plain sight for a while. They were cannibals for, as we can discern, a while. They also held normal jobs that were food related. So I think that is particularly unsettling to the public. And you want to share this sort of stuff. You sort of ask, could I know someone like that? They were doing this undercover. They were not caught for years, for decades.
They were also, there's some suspicion that at times the couple would give this human meat to coworkers and
exactly.
So they were generous cannibals. So
that's awful. But it becomes this is one of those stories.
I don't like a stingy cannibal. I don't care for it.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer did not share.
Yeah.
He did not share at all. And you can actually learn more about that on the season premiere of Murder with Friends on October 11th. But that's neither here nor there. What I would say is that you sort of wondered, could I know someone like this? I think.
Sure. Well,
I've never wondered that ever until now. Thanks, Grace.
For 2 decades, Anna. For 2 decades, no one really had any idea. Maybe they thought they were a weird couple, but we all know weird couples. You never think that they could be eating people.
Yeah, and also, I mean, it almost feels like they wanted to get caught because they discarded that cell phone without erasing that incriminating evidence. And then once the officials, started questioning them, they're like, yeah, we've been doing this for a long time. We've killed about 30 people.
I think it's more that when they were operating for so long, you get careless. It's what happened with Ted Bundy as well. If you're operating for, you just get sloppy and you make mistakes. I think what's also compelling about this story, because I was surprised that this went viral. Usually stories like this go viral within the internet communities that I'm a part of, not with what everyone else is a part of. It's my spooky news to know. I think that this is already lore because we're already hearing speculation of could they have put the meat in the food that they were giving to the soldiers, and they were part of these hostels, and they lived in this place with a shared kitchen, a communal kitchen. Could other people have eaten this meat? And it becomes sort of like
lived in a communal kitchen. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a pretty good chance other people like it.
Yeah, I just think it becomes folklore, and people want to share these tales. Did you hear about this story? Did you hear about this couple? They killed and they ate people together.
But why? Like I'm fascinated by cannibals. Like, but why? There's so many tasty meat sources out there that aren't people. Why? Like, do you know anything about the psychology behind it?
Well, what I can say with what I know about Jeffrey Dahmer's cannibalism was that for him it was the psychology of he wanted a part of his victims to be with him forever, and it was the most intimate thing that he could think of was literally eating and consuming a partner because in his brain he cared for, loved them, or respect, no, not respect. The words don't matter because they are monsters, so it's hard to humanize what they are feeling. But I think that it does come down to sort of a psychology of ownership, of power, of wanting to control a human in a way that most people can never and should never understand. If that makes
sounds
sense.
right. That sounds good. First of all, I didn't know there was a city of near 750,000 people called Krasnodar. I'd never heard of that city. I think you're crazy to think I can't. Surprised it went viral. They murdered 30 people over 2 decades and ate them. That's going to go viral. I got news for you.
But there are other.
No serial killer like Cannibal. Serial killer, not a one-time cannibal like I was drunk and so I ate my girlfriend. Like that we've all seen. No, so this is and she's pretty. That's a part of it.
I think that's a huge part of it because what I would counter to that.
So that adds to the how normal does it look? She's like, she's got style, right?
Yeah.
She gets her hair done.
And what I would counter to that, Ben, is that actually earlier this year, Siberian police officer Mikhail Popkov, who was nicknamed the Werewolf of Siberia, was arrested and confessed to killing 81 people. And you just heard about that now. So it doesn't always go viral.
Right, but he didn't eat him. He just killed him.
But it's still brutal. I mean, it's still very brutal.
First of all, let's just for a moment, praise Grace just tearing through each Russian name and Russian city.
Oh my gosh,
boom, boom, one after the other, no
Did
hesitation.
You practice? What's going on?
My dad, before we moved to Belgium, my dad taught me a little bit of Russian because he wanted us to be bilingual.
Oh, okay.
So I can say like "Здравствуйте."
But it's like the town. But it's like the town was Carson City, and the names were, Bob Smith and his wife Sheila Smith. And you're like, Natalia Bakshieva and her husband Dmitry Bakshiv. They'd been residents of Krasnodar for some time. I'd see it coming, and I'm like, practicing in my head.
You're like prepping yourself mentally, preparing yourself for it.
I will add that to my resume. Pronunciation of Russian names that she was prior unfamiliar to. Grace Baldridge.
Help us build independent media together. Come join us, tytnetwork.com/join.